Hi. Um, this is the third recording I've actually made trying to talk about my life, what I do aside from the vlogging, and this is just recent, so I've just decided to try this, see if I want to get serious about it, see if I want to actually pursue a YouTube career at the same time maintain my teaching job. So I may not look like it. I'm 19 years old, and that will throw a lot of you for a loop. But I am a teaching intern. So, well, I teach English to a bunch of mentally differently abled students. Not mental. Don't judge me. I'm just saying that I teach them English because most of them are either deaf and very few have other instances. I work at Urja. Urja is a place where I go to on National Highway 66. You won't know about it, but it's somewhere in Kerala, and I go there and I teach them English for about 2 hours. Before it used to be 1 hour, and I work with and I teach two students called I'm not going to name names, who are very cheeky and very thirsty for knowledge. So 5 days a week, I go to Urja. I reach there at 9:30, finish teaching at 11:30, which is the cutoff time and starting time. And then I go home at around 3:30 or 2:30 if I haven't actually eaten lunch and I had to come home for it. It's pretty nearby. It's pretty close. I started going to Urja 3 months prior, and I only started making videos like a couple months ago. The vlogging thing had started this month, so I'm still not quite used to talking as I should be. I live in a compound of 4 buildings. My parents are actually well known. My father is the head of a company, and my mom is a well-known inserted member of the community. And she organizes events, she plans parties. She does a lot for the people. She's very well known for it. She's recognized for it. And me and my brother are considered, oh, you're Jasmine Auntie's son. Oops. You're lady's auntie's son. So yeah, that's me and my brother. My brother is a football stud. Like he's got Turkish looks. He's about yay high. He's about a lot taller than that actually. And we go. He plays football with a lot of people, like some people who are twice his age at the time. Now he can go toe to toe with some pretty good players. But so far he hasn't been. Recently he hasn't been able to use the football court because of a lot of laws infracting upon it. So he can't exactly play football or basketball anymore. Not without a bunch of little kids and their training coach intervening. In the house, my daily routine is that I wake up at around 6 or 7. I do the chores like watering the front garden. My father does the back garden. I fill up the jugs of pots of water, which are very nice antique pots. Antique, quote unquote. They're not antiques, but they look like it. I take care of our bird, which you saw in our previous video, that I have to take care of him for an hour because I will have very little time to get dressed, get ready to eat, to have my tea, and get on over to Urja. It takes a while to get there, like I think 20 minutes commute, and that's from like 5 minutes to get to the location and the next 15 minutes walking because the traffic is a bit intense, so I prefer to be dropped off at a farther point, an easier accessible point in order to get there. As you also know in my previous videos, I'm an avid card collector. I play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Based games to help train my brain here. I'm doing pretty good actually. I've been able to beat a lot of the players in that game quite fairly well. I've also maintained my loadout to maintain a lot of efficiency when dueling, so I rarely have any fault. which is nice. I have now back to my routine. After I take care of Bucky, 1 hour tops. Any longer and you have a very short window to, I have a very short window to get dressed and ready for the day. I have a quick breakfast, I finish my tea, and I go out and go to the auto rickshaw driver and haul out of there. When I come back, I take a nap, usually because I become lightheaded from being there all the time, from trying to stay awake. So I come back home, I take a nap, I wake up, I practice my violin. Yes, I'm a violin player, don't judge. And I also read a lot of books in my spare time. Once a day, I always get 1 hour on the computer to, either start recording, type up a blog, or just reading Reddit in general. I'm an avid Redditor, just never a poster. Yeah, I also go down for about an hour, sometimes more, with my friends. But I always come back up after I take a walk, like a dog, like a bored Saint Bernard, I think. Do I look like that? No, I don't. I think I'd look like one of those Samoyeds. Not very good at walking, very big, but no, I'd pick myself for a bulldog. I'm pretty stocky. My brother is almost my height, so you may not notice it, but I'm pretty tall, like 5'6" to 5'7". So after that entire time period for 5 days, I go on the weekend. I wake up early, I do all the chores, then I go back to bed. I only go out to take care of Bucky when he's calling. Save my parents the loud noises that you often hear and will hear from now on. My brother is an avid sleeper. He loves sleep a lot. He sleeps very heavily, and I'm talking like Donald Trump. That is an insult to my basic intelligence. And that's about it. On the weekends, I don't exactly do much except try and catch up on videos that need to be posted. I only use other social media accounts like Twitter and Instagram to promote what I'm doing. On Twitter, that's all I really use it for. I also follow some avid YouTubers I've been subscribing my whole life, like Markiplier, PewDiePie, JSE, Green Grumps, guys like that. Just gamers in general, and a couple of actors. And that is my cycle for a whole week. Until after my internship, that is literally my whole life. I've been doing this internship thing for about 4 months now. I think we're going 5 maybe. Not sure. But I've been there for a while, and pay is not that bad. Not saying it for obvious reasons. There's not much to talk about, actually. I mean, my life isn't all that interesting, so I started the vlogging experience so I could understand what it's like to stretch myself out, so I could become more aware of everything, because I grew up with an attention deficit disorder. I'm one of those millennials who become tech junkies. So, and by tech junkies, you're people addicted to the screen, so my parents had to restrict a lot of time for me, so I don't use a lot of screen time. Because of that, I have an attention deficit disorder, and I'm trying to rectify that, but it's not easy. So, for the time being, I'm just trying to do what I can. I'm doing the vlogging experience so I can try and maintain my focus, and I can just keep doing what I should be doing, instead of just thinking of something else entirely. Just focus on this one task in general, and then proceed to do others. That's one of the reasons why I started vlogging. The second thing, for posting videos, I really like playing video games. But I'm not a pro. If I were a pro at shooting games, I wouldn't be here right now. Instead, I do games like card trading games, that Yu-Gi-Oh game I play. If I could record those, I would do it. I used to record a few videos of Marvel Contest of Champions. It's on my YouTube channel called Clive Womble. It's exactly what you think it is. Just type it in, you'll see see it with a giant purple C. And I've also been I've been trying to post videos about about my Yu-Gi-Oh game. Oh dear. I've been trying to post my Yu-Gi-Oh game as actual credit by showing my basic loadout. I'm not paid to win like most players would think, but I'm one of those people who actually uses the free account to get the free rewards and try and grind and hope to get lucky. I'm one of those lucky players. CEO luck, even though I'm not the CEO. I can play slow games like that. Marvel Contest of Champions, it's basically 3D and 2D put together. Just 3D fighting, but at the same time it's like a 2D platform. Like right here, fighter here, and then you're just fighting each other. So, like that. That's literally what I've been doing. It's easier for me to play those games because you can maintain your concentration, whereas in games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, you have to expand your senses and be aware of all the gunfire that you hear. And you also have to be completely aware of everything that occurs. So, and you have to expect the unexpected. I'm not like that. I can't handle it. I can't play professionally, and I often get killed before I can actually do any good. Yeah. So this is all I've wanted to talk about. I've explained everything I've wanted to talk about. My daily routine, my teaching career, my internship, and why I wanted to be a YouTuber. My family, of course, and my bird, and my card trading career, and a few other things that you may or may not have noticed. This, I've always wanted to try and do this YouTube career thing, but I've never actually had the time and patience to do it. But thankfully with my father, I'll be able to do more as long as he keeps encouraging me. But next week, he's going to be going to America, so I will have to do this on my own. So, this is what I'm going to be explaining to you folks. Once a week, I will have to post 2 videos, be it a video game or a vlog, of any topic whatsoever. Coming up next week, I'm going for Spider-Man Far From Home, so I'll be giving you a good example of before review and after review. So expect that. And every week after, I have to think of a number of things. So if there are any commenters, please let me know what type of what sort of thing I should be talking about, be it games, books, TV shows, movies, anything in general, and I'll do some research on it, and I'll give you my personal opinion of it if you want to know about it. But aside from that, I don't think I'm going to be... it's going to take a while before we can finally lift off. But until then, I'll be eating on out of here.